Hey everybody, Ed here, and one of my favourite videos, and we're almost at the end of this year's challenge and this year's series, and look, it's just awesome to see already the incredible success that people are having, which is great, and that you're getting a result regardless of whether you had a positive or negative test. Now, here's the thing. Today, we're talking about mistakes marketers make. And having done this for so many years now, I can see patterns again and again when people are going forward with their business, whether you've got a successful niche or you're doing another test. And so I wanted to talk to you today in this video about some of those things so you can at least, be prepared for what is coming. And I suppose if you know that it's coming, then it makes it that much easier to deal with. Now, the first thing, and this is the only technical thing on my list, is just to understand the physics of Google and the physics of the search engine. Now, it sounds all high and mighty. It's not really. It's very, very simple. It's so simple, in fact, that people get it confused, and they really do make it far more complex than it needs to be. See, being a physics guy, I know that one of Newton's key laws is that to get something moving, you have to apply some sort of force to it. If you're going to move a book here, you have to press on the book and it'll move. If you don't press on it, if nothing happens, then it's not going to move anywhere. Makes sense, right? Well, same goes for your websites. And in fact, there are only two factors, ultimately, that you have any control over. One is, of course, what we highfalutinly call around here your on-page optimization. And the good news is we've taught you how to do that automatically way back in modules 1 and 2. So you don't even have to worry about that. If you follow it along properly, you'll have all your categories set up, you'll be on-page optimized, you'll be fine. You'll have all those yeses in the boxes in Market Samurai's matrix. So if we've done that and we can't actually do any more, once you're optimized, there's nothing you can do to make it more optimized, then there's only one other lever that we can pull, only one more thing that we can push, and that's backlinks. Backlinks. The number and the quality of backlinks that you get to your site is the only thing that will directly impact and move your site up in Google's rankings and eventually get that coveted #1 spot. Now, we've scratched the surface with backlinks, and there's incredible strategies and all sorts of different techniques and all those sorts of things. If you choose to stay with us after the challenge, our Immediate Edge program really does go into an enormous amount of depth with different backlinks and backlink strategies and all those sorts of things. So you might want to check that out at a later date. But that's the one thing that will get your site going up those Google rankings, is the backlinking. And we've told you some ways to do it manually, and we've shown you some ways to find and get backlinks through the challenge. So if you continue to do that, if you use your 30 minutes of a day, sadly not to watch me anymore, but to do backlinking, you are going to move your site up the rankings. So that's the first thing. Now, the rest of the stuff, the main problems that occur, the main mistakes occur in here. That's right, inside your head. Terrifying, really. But it's true. The first one, and it's been a bit of a theme this week, hasn't it, is, of course, this week has all been about go, no go, and deciding that, and making sure you've got the numbers to make sure you're making a good decision and you're not making a premature decision. It's crucial that you develop a thick skin when it comes to these, and you're not going to when you first start. It's just natural. And even now, today, I still get disappointed when I get a negative result, but I don't let it stop me. I understand that that result is as an important result as a positive one, because it saved me months of time and effort going down a rabbit hole that was never going to produce anything. So you've got to get better at accepting negative tests, because they happen all the time. Look, at the end of the day, did we actually expend any physical energy? Did we have to, lift heavy weights? Did we have to exhaust ourselves? No, we typed a few keys on a keyboard. I mean, it's not that big a deal, but it is something that you have to get over. And I think one of the big mistakes that people make post-challenge is they have a couple of negative tests and they just decide, you know what, I'd much rather go and watch Launch My Line or some other awesome reality show. That's what happens. Now, once you get over that, the second one, and this is a big one, and you know, some of my dearest friends and colleagues would have you believe that the internet marketing lifestyle is, you know, well, bluntly glamorous. And hey, we may have given you that impression, you know, over this last week. You know, I'm glamour, right? But it's not, right? The reason you don't see videos of us sitting in front of our computers, you know, working away, creating backlinks, doing deals, doing JVs, masterminding, and all this, is it's not that exciting. It's not that interesting a video to watch. In fact, it's downright boring. The grind, as we call it in the mentoring program, is the biggest thing that you're going to have to get over. You know, and Seth Godin talks about it in the dip. And do I have it there? No, my copy must be out somewhere. But the dip and the grind, they're two different terms for the same thing, which is that between the excitement of picking your market and then getting all that traffic, which allows you to test, and you know, you get all these tests, so you're enthusiastic about the testing. There's this grind period where you're just grinding it out, and I've often made the comparison with Facebook, and you know, it astounds me that people spend hours on Farmville grinding out, planting the crops, going back, or World of Warcraft, you know, going out and killing orcs, you know, repeatedly again and again to level up, to get a better level. And I always wondered why they did that for farm dollars and gold on World of Warcraft, and actually didn't do the grind for real dollars here in the real world. And that's the opportunity, but you've got to understand, and I hope this makes it you feel better about it, is that there will times where it'll feel like a real grind. It's a bit like, you know, good old Daniel-san and Mr. Miyagi and Karate Kid and waxing on and waxing off. But everybody's gone through it. The reason you don't see it is because, as I say, it's not that exciting. In fact, it's embarrassing. You know, all the mistakes that we make, all the stuff-ups, everything that goes on behind the scenes. And this happens with anything that is worth creating. You know, the first drafts are horrible. We've explained this. It's been a revelation to a lot of you watching and participating in the challenge. The realization, you know, that good old, you know, Stephen King here, you know, when he first writes something, is rubbish. In fact, I learned a lot about it in that book on writing. You know, the fact that, one of my other favourites, you know, with Twyla here, the fact that you need to have that habit of going in every day and scratching and creating something that is just not that good when it first starts. But out of that coal, you know, as what the classic saying, there's a whole lot of coal needs to be dug up before you find diamonds. Same deal that happens here. And it's still going to be tough for you, but at least you know that that's there. And I think it makes it better if you understand that it's not just you. It's everybody that goes through this, building anything that's worthwhile. Now, the third biggest mistake I think that people make, or is it fourth? I've lost track. I think it's four. I think it's the fourth one, is confusing time spent in front of the computer with time working on your business. Nothing could be further from the truth. In Challenge Plus, which is another program that we run, which is really focused on product creation and the fundamentals of the business, we talk a lot about, you know, using the clock, and we've done it here too, you know, with your timings and so on. You've got a sneak preview of the sort of stuff that we do to make you focus and actually take action. The whole reason that we did the 30-minute sessions every day, no more than 30 minutes each day, was so you actually took action. Because it's action, actually doing stuff, creating backlinks, writing articles, is actually going to move your business forward. Watching this video, sadly, without acting on anything, that is not going to move your business forward. But unfortunately, we often get confused with time spent in front of the computer as time working on the business, and it's just not. You know, if you're not actively doing something, look, there's plenty of times where you do want to, you know, just read and absorb. that's okay. I'm not saying that that's wrong. Hey, we'd have a problem here with the challenge if that was. It's not wrong, not at all. But, it's not taking action, and it's the action part that's important. And using that critical focus time, using a timer, working to the clock, are all methods to help you get over that procrastination and actually take action. And it really, truly works. Now, final thing I'll talk about, the final mistake people make is that they ignore the magnificent symphony of 4 parts. And if you recall, we started way back with that lesson about the 4 parts of the magnificent symphony: market research, traffic, conversion, and product. Now, of course, we've spent some time here talking about, in particular, market research, world-class stuff on market research, training, traffic, seeing if there's any traffic worth persevering in the market, and obviously looking at conversion through our most recent work in Module 6. Now, product, of course, we really haven't gone into, and because we've got to draw the line somewhere. And if you're interested in product creation and creating and doing all the stuff that we sort of do, that's where Challenge Plus comes into it. It really is an awesome place to do that. And if you hang around just for another day, you may indeed get an awesome offer on Edge and Challenge Plus. So keep an eye out for that. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. But keep in mind this process. Don't jump in before you've done the market research. 95% of stuff can be solved or avoided, more importantly, at that market research stage. So with that, we're almost there. We're almost there. So today, why don't you write an article? Just, why don't you get that timer? Why don't you hit 10 minutes up and write something? And if you can't think of anything to write on your particular topic, write about these 4 things and your impressions about that. Because let me tell you, you get into this habit, then you're going to make an online business. You really are going to make something that works. And you can start anytime, which is awesome. So with that, I'll speak to you tomorrow.